According to the book Our Textbook's Biased, Texas ranks #1 in teen births, costing taxpayers $1 billion a year. Unfortunately, teen pregnancies and teen births are an all too true reality for hundreds of thousands around the United States. This is in part to abstinence-only sexual education programs. Abstinence-only teaches students the only way to prevent pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, and heartache is no sex before marriage. While this is true, teens should be knowledgeable to other means of prevention if sex does happen. Is it better to be ignorant to prevention or informed on other options? Because to be honest, teens have sex, and many of them are not knowing what to do. We all remember the urges and desires. Many of us statistically had sex in high school, not knowing the consequences or using protection. But we should not condemn our siblings, children, and peers to this ignorance. Abstinence-only education works great in theory. However, a compromise needs to be made, and as a society, it is up to us to make that change. Abstinence-only education presents a couple of problems. First is the flaws in the curriculum. An article by Kayla Bell states, 41% of Texas school districts use sex education curriculum that contain inaccuracies. These inaccuracies come from saying that 0% that condoms are 0% effective and that HIV is contracted through homosexual intercourse. To be honest, though we mainly know this is false. Condoms have an actual 85% effective rate. That is with user error. And HIV is contracted through infected bodily fluids that can be heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual from bisexual mates. It doesn't matter on the person. And this is concerning because teenagers are so impressionable, and when sex comes around, they will be less likely to use a preventative measures because they've been told it doesn't work. And HIV isn't something as serious as people thought. The second issue is that there's not positive talk about contraception. According to the article Pediatricians Decree Abstinence Only, a leading group of pediatricians says teenagers need access to birth control and emergency contraception, not the abstinence-only approach to sex education. Again, abstinence is the best way to prevent against pregnancy, STDs, and heartache, but abstinence only presents abstinence as the only option, when in fact birth control protects from pregnancy as well as condoms do. Both are proven effective measures of contraception that need to be presented to teenagers. Luckily, there are programs that offer both abstinence and prevention. Other sexual education courses encompass comprehensive education. Thomas Malone writes regarding a study by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Comprehensive programs examined achieved the three important effects of delaying the initiative of sexual intercourse, reducing the number of sexual partners, and increasing condom or contraceptive use. One program that combines abstinence and comprehensive sexual education is taught in Midland, Texas. Abstinence Plus teaches that abstaining from premarital sex is the best, but also offers information to students on STDs, contraception, and the responsibilities and consequences of having sex. Recently, other schools in Texas and around the nation have adapted this new sex education. The federal government has also added incentives for schools to bring this education in. The New York Times reports grants under the Obama administration focus on what is called evidence-based teenage pregnancy prevention, which usually means programs that teach both abstinence and contraception. Sexual education now has a level playing field. States no longer can say money is a problem in getting different education. Yet if we do not take action to incorporate comprehensive sex education, teenagers will see an increase in several risk factors. One risk factor is the increase in an already high teen pregnancy rating. Since abstinence-only education does not teach contraception, teens are coming out knowing little or no facts about how they can prevent pregnancy when sex does happen. Another risk factor is a generation who is ignorant to the risks of STDs. Since abstinence-only education does not offer any idea of STD prevention and blames it on other situations, the use of condoms is overlooked, or students are misinformed on their effectiveness. An article in Rochester Democratic Chronicle offers a statement from a doctor. Condoms do prevent the spread of HIV and other STDs and can work to reduce the risk of pregnancy. Teens are hardly knowing what exactly HIV, chlamydia, and other sexually transmitted diseases are, much less how to prevent them. There are ways we, as brothers, sisters, moms, dads, and peers, can help and change what is taught in our schools and ensure a proper sexual education course is shown to our students. How do we make the change? Well, first, inform yourself. Ask what's going on in my schools and what are the local statistics. Getting involved in your community raises awareness. Next, make your voice heard. When you're at the polls, understand what your next school administrators are wanting. Understand what your local mayor and even the president is wanting to do to your sexual education programs. And finally, and vote. Vote on who you think is right and who actually look into this. Finally, attend school meetings. You can be a parent, a sibling, or a past student. The more a district knows a certain sexual education program is important to their community, the more likely they are to listen to you. And so I'm reminded of a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change you want to see in the world. So please, don't sit back and just let this roll on by. Get up and do something about it.